Hi friends, this is your pal Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about what Dungeons and Dragons and pro football have in common. And that is that they are both under a very unique, special victory banner, in my humble opinion. Alright, so I'm in a very unusual space. I have never really watched any professional sport in my entire life routinely, but that has changed. I'm very fortunate. I'm connected to multiple third spaces, which is an interesting subject. So third spaces, right? What are they? Why do they matter? What's happening with third spaces? So basically, I'm very fortunate, and I am connected to third spaces. Let's dig into that. How did I get connected to these third spaces? And basically, so I've had third spaces for decades. Those third spaces still exist for me. And then pro football has become a third space for me, right? And how this happened was last year at the beginning of the year, someone I knew from another third space said, "I'm going to make my home a new third space for you." And literally last year, the year that the Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley went to the big game, okay, I was invited to every single game to watch it on this gentleman's gigantic television in his very nice home, right? Now, this is really unusual for me, and I did not expect this to last, right? Because the reality is, I don't know anything about football, and I'm not passionate about football. But one of the things I think is interesting is I think Scott Garabay's a good hang. So, I keep getting invited back. And so I got invited for the entire year last year. And what was really exciting was that ended up turning into me seeing the Philadelphia Eagles go literally all the way to the big game, which is really exciting and a very big deal. Very real, and it was a big deal, right? So, and then at the beginning of this year, the guy was like, "Hey, we're starting it up. I'll see you on Sunday," right? And so I have this new third space, okay? Now, I have watched a year and a quarter, okay? And by the way, Philadelphia Eagles are 4-0. I think I'm good luck. I don't know what it is, all right? It's Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and me, right? I'm the good luck charm, right? I think I am. Right, and because I keep showing up and they keep winning. Holy cows! Right, Jalen Hurts is amazing. Saquon Barkley is amazing. I'm amazing. There you go. All right. So what's really fascinating is, so you have all this happening, right? And okay. So I've watched a year and a quarter, and I'm about to tell you every single major thing that's wrong with pro football. Here we go. It is way too long. It is routinely 3 to 3.5 hours long. It is outrageously long. And with no need to be that long. First of all, they should get rid of, I'm not joking, they should get rid of, and I'm not joking, literally every single timeout. They are useless, ridiculous. Here's the next thing. Referees have no business ever talking to any coach. What on earth should any referee ever talk to any coach about? They should use their eyeballs and make the call. Whatever a coach has to say to them is completely unneeded and a complete waste of time, okay? Here's the other one. Just run the clock. Run the clock. Stop stopping the clock, right? Football would be a reasonable amount of time, and frankly, it would be a better game if they just ran the freaking clock. Just run the clock, okay? They stop the clock for 55. I think, okay, stop the clock if a player is injured, and stop the clock when there's a turnover of the ball to the other team. That's it, okay? Those are reasonable. They'll give time for a rest, but they just stop the clock way too much, okay? All right, here's the next one. The running game is too strong. Teams need to return to a strong passing game, okay? Because it makes the games a lot less exciting than they should be. All right. Okay. So never kick on fourth. Right. That should be. Actually, that doesn't need to be fixed by the league. That needs to be fixed by coaches. Like, kicking on fourth is always a surrender, and you suck as a coach and you suck as a team if you kick on fourth, ever, in my opinion. It's bad play. Okay. Is that it? The rules are outrageously arcane. Okay. I've been watching for a year and a quarter. I still have no idea when a man is considered down. Is it when his knee hits? Is it when his elbow hits? Because I've seen both, right? It doesn't make any sense. Also, what for out of bounds? 2 feet on the ground? I've seen that happen, and then they're like, no, you were out of bounds. I'm like, what? Like, so out of bounds are unclear. What actually constitutes a down is unclear. The timing at the end, the timing, like taking downs and letting the clock run out in the fourth quarter. What the heck? It is so arcane, so weird. They handle it differently every time. It doesn't make any sense. The rules are outrageously arcane. Okay, all right. So I've told pro football everything they need to fix. So now they need to fix it, right? No, they don't need to change a single thing, right? You know why? Not because Scott Garibay knows what he's talking about. Everything I just said is 100% right, okay? So why do they not have to heed my warning, right? Why can they just keep going about their business and not change a single thing about pro football? Because they are winning at a level that no one else can even spell, okay? They have a multi-billion-dollar setup. They are at speed, and every single sport in the world is trying to accomplish what they've accomplished. They are winning unmitigatedly, right? And they can say, hey, they can thumb their nose at Scott Garibay and say, I don't care what you say. And the reason why is you can't beat me. And they're right. They're right. The XFL can't beat them. The Canadian Football League can't beat them. Certainly no other international leagues can beat them. And frankly, no other American sports can beat them. Nothing in the world competes with them. Oh, wait a second, Scott. What about what about that? The one where they kick the ball and you're not allowed to touch it with your hands. Yeah, whatever. Like, this is America. Ain't nobody in America care about that, right? Like, maybe it gets a little more juice every 4 years when they have the World Cup. But frankly, it's not a thing. I know the rest of the world cares about it. Whatever. We don't care about it in America, right? And so that's the thing. All right, that is a victory banner that pro football has, and they don't have to listen to nobody because their victory is unmitigated, unparalleled, and undisputable. Guess what? D&D is absolutely the same. All these OSRs, all these indie creators, hey, you gotta fix your stuff, D&D. You're making too many mistakes. Seal your flapping maw. You don't know what you're talking about. They don't need to change anything. Why should they change anything? Why should they do anything that any OSR creator ever said? Why should they do anything that any indie creator said? Why? So they can have half the success, right? So they can have a quarter of the success? So they can have a tenth of the success? So they can have 1/100th of the success? And this is the deal. When you are winning unmitigatedly, undisputedly, so obviously that no one can even dispute your level of win, that nobody gets to say nothing. Seal your flapping maw, OSR creators. Seal your flapping maw, indie creators. It's done. It's done, right? You can't say nothing, right? I think that pro football should make every change that I just said. But why? So they can lose? They're winning, right? If you're winning and you keep winning and you're winning harder than anyone else is winning in the world, don't listen to nobody. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking, subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.